Definitely on. Jason, press play. Testing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Check that. I've lost the wee bags. I've got a green light on.
I've got a green light on.
What wee bags? The wee bags that your muffs were in.
Oh, love a wee bag.
These are called muffs.
I know.
I'm a radio technician.
Love a bit of muff. What's a key in the hairy muff anyway?
Welcome to Keith McLachlan, Scottish Muay Thai legend on the Tongue Tied podcast.
Yes. Keith, I'll tell you, do you know what? I thought I'll start this off so that I don't forget. I was in here on Saturday doing a wee bit of training, and when I was leaving, Stevie Brown was here. And it's the first I've seen Stevie for ages.
I've seen him for ages.
And we were sitting chatting away. And I was
start crying. This is your life, remember that?
No, I was talking to him on Saturday, and he was like, says, by the way, Keith's coming in, hopefully to do a wee podcast and first. You've been talking about the fights. I goes, I'm sure we can bring it up, Stevie. So, fun memories of a fight.
Aye. You know, I remember the first time I fought Stevie in Greenock. On John Craig's show. Davey fought on it, I know.
Maybe aye.
Bobby fought on his way.
Big Gareth Adams, he fought.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know if it was the same show, but Big Gareth fought Alan Brun, the medic.
Really?
Aye. Mate, see if you looked at some of the...
Dub's big, but I forget Dub. Was it Stuart?
Stuart, that's his younger one, aye.
And then I forget with the older one because I just know them as Dubs and Buchanan's.
Aye.
Big Gareth fought there a couple of times.
Wow.
And a bunch of the lasses.
Aye. The reason I remember about is because his hair was green, white and gold. See, I played Rangers that day.
And Greenock.
And Magic Zarabski scored.
Aye.
See, like 1-1-0. And I remember listening to the game whilst I was waiting to go out. And I remember when I was coming out, like I'd never seen Stevie, I'd never met Stevie before or whatever. It was just before we were on the same changing room.
Aye.
And I remember looking at his back, man, he was fucking massive, man. He was fucking huge, man. I walked about at my fighting weight, do you know what I mean? But he, like, we weighed in on the morning, right enough.
Aye.
But I remember seeing his back, he was like, fucking mad, man. I was like, what the fucking hell is that?
That's the Roughcaster's black. Do you know the Roughcaster?
And we drew that fight.
Was that the first draw?
Aye, and he broke my nose. So he did, in a fucking horrific fucking shape it was. I didn't know until I was coming back to the change. Big Barry Denham. Big Barry.
Aye, Big Barry, aye.
And it's like, Keith, I think your nose is broke. And it was a dance studio, the changing room. We're in, man. It was fucking away there. Oh, you fucking hang, man. Fuck's sake. Fucking in the back of my ear. Aye.
And the second time you fought one of the Marshall Mayhems and you broke your arm, didn't you? Did you break your arm?
No, the second time I fought him was...
Did you break Stevie's arm?
No, he broke my arm.
He broke your arm?
Aye.
The railway, you were saying?
Alton Lake. That was my first B class. And again, we weighed in the morning and I had to go to the sauna and all that. I was fucking dying, man. And he bust my eardrum in like the second or third round, I think it was, man. And my corner was down at my left hand side and I shouted at him. I couldn't hear him. And that was a weird one. I get infected. The worst pain I've ever had in my life. Of all the things I've had happen to me in fighting, the worst thing was third eardrum, getting infected. It was fucking terrible.
Then I think the third one was an 8-man tour. I remember that.
Third one was in Marshall Mayhem.
Was
it? Because Corey had just moved to Phoenix.
Right.
At the time I was still at John's, kinda. Didn't really went to a couple of classes a week, whatever. But I wasn't really there. And right at the start of the fight, it was like just as the fight had started. So I don't know what happened, but I caught my arm. I don't know if when I went down, that was that. The arm was done.
But did you Liverpool?
No. That was 8-man tournament. No, I broke his ribs. I broke about 2 or 3 his ribs, man. It was
8-man tournament doing in Liverpool.
It was bad, man. When he showed me it, man, I was like, oh man, it was all. It was terrible looking, man.
Did you win that tournament?
No, I got to the final. I was quite hard done to, I thought, but so I got to the final, done alright.
Against who?
Oren Deshkalon.
She's still kicking about.
I think he's at Tiger Muay Thai now. I think the coach at Tiger Muay Thai. I dropped him twice in the first round, I think it was twice, or the second round. And then he fucking crunched me a beezer, man, right in the balls, man. I fucking down, I got a count for it. And then I'm just fucking hanging on by the end, man. But I still thought I'd done enough in the first 2 rounds to win the fight. He had a strong third.
Many fights you had other girls, I think. Man, you keep counting, you've lost track after a while.
50 odd.
50 odd now.
No, 50 odd. No, 50 odd.
No,
50 odd. 50 odd. That's it. Cow, aye.
That was it. Your last one was at Oremoa.
Aye. That was pretty shite as well. I felt alright. I felt comfortable. I felt fit and all that. I was doing alright. I just get caught.
A screamer.
It was a fucking nailer.
I like Twitcher.
I woke up and I was still wanting to fight. I near the collection. Aye.
Left to the kid.
Aye. I was like, fucking. And
it was about that.
I was a screamer.
Didn't they?
Aye. I had a big boy that kind of Shaw fought and all. He was decent, man.
He was.
It was fucking hard. But Shaw's just fucking harder, and he just bangs fucking hard, man. Body shots, and his boxing is incredible.
Did you go that? Did you know that?
So.
His boxing is
incredible.
incredible.
I ever went to.
Oh, was it?
Aye, first ever. Because even
Did go up years ago?
No,
really?
Not even when Stevie was fighting like Mark DeLuca, whoever it was.
What a fight!
Wild.
One of the best fights I've ever seen in my life.
I remember watching it.
Both of them were getting checked by the doctor at the same time because they were cut to ribbons. Wild.
People
TV it was, because
Adam was the MC. And he's like, 2 bit deep to the face. That's what he said.
Because Dougie was commentating along with Rabbit because I fought Tommy Young.
Did you fight Tommy Young, did you?
Aye. John Douglas fought Gordon Smith.
When was that?
2010.
10, aye.
Aye, because
I'd just be one. It's a Sunday show, I
had 2010, because 2 or 3 weeks before it.
Because Stevie was elbowing him a bit, and then Matt was just kept kicking him.
Two of them were sliced up, man. 2 of them were sliced up, man. I met Mark a couple of weeks later, doing Leedsway. I think it was Leeds, but it was a Pegasus show. I don't know if Pegasus are still running. Because Amy Purney was fighting Aman Barlow. Aye. And Mark had the worst black eye I've ever seen in all my life.
Aye.
It was a wee, and it was huge, man. I was like, mate, you need to go and see a doctor, man. That looks terrible.
Dropping bones and stuff.
Man, that was a horrific fight. A brilliant fight to watch, but
good for the
spectators.
I know,
and
so I've been past 2 since.
Not
I didn't go years ago. You Stokes for ages, didn't it?
I got Stokes for a while, because I fought on 5 of them.
Aye.
4 of them, once they now took care of it. That was the last one that I was on. But before that, it was Guy that ran it.
He was happy just to get back to just coaching and commerce. No stress of.
Do you know what I do remember actually going to one? He had that Clanadonia.
Aye. That might have been the same show. That might have been the same one. Because he had
remember that, but I can't remember the fights.
He had Dame on a few of them. So he did.
Seems like Guy's king.
Aye,
after Buchanan Street.
Yep.
It was quite good. That's what was a good atmosphere.
You look at Guy now, he could be in Clanadonia.
Aye. Johnny's axes a bit.
Aye.
Sword fighting and stuff he's in there.
Aye. That's all.
2010. So that would have been.
Because
15 years ago, Jason.
I was trying to
quick maths.
Yeah, I know that.
Because I won the STV title on it, and about 2 or 3 weeks before it, Corey won the STV title and all. He won it at base.
Aye.
He fought Ben Tollins. I don't know. At Faye. I wouldn't even know. I don't know. But so I don't know if we were, but I think we were the first Far on Sunday hold the titles at the same time, which was pretty cool. That was that. That was my goal. Like to just, no, that wasn't even the goal. The goal was just to fight for one.
I remember that's right, because I probably had a wee bit of paranoia. I think I always got a little nervous about stuff, but I actually remember when Axe kickboxing in the forum and all. I think we spoke about it before.
Loved it, tremendous,
amazing. Your title was keep your guard up.
Stars.
And do you know how I remember? Because it was only my second fight that Alan chucked me in for that title fight. And I remember you putting on, I'll be keep my eye on that. I thought, I wouldn't win this into fight. I actually remember.
Do you know what? I've got I'm on a couple of other forums and all, or no, they're just football forums, but that's still my still my handle on them.
I always remember.
Still is.
Because I remember, I don't know who that is. And when I found out, I thought, I'm not defending against him like my third fight.
I guess. You fought Paul a couple of times, didn't you?
No, I fought once. In a cage. And do you know it wasn't even a cage. Do you know it was a net?
Aye.
I'll never forget it. Because he hit me a push kick or something, I sank back onto the net, and it stayed, and I couldn't get out. I was just like stuck there. I'll never forget it. It was definitely a net. I won't forget it.
What was that?
That was Siddle, because because Big Chris Carmichael fought on it. He fought the Sambo boy. The Russian boy. The
guy was trying to take him down, and then he like spike.
And he get disqualified. Aye. I remember. But it's funny enough. I think on the same show at Greenock that me and Stevie fought. I think Chris Carmichael fought Stevie Primrose.
Aye.
On that show, and that was one of the worst knockouts I've most impressive. Depending on what end it you're. Chris was a big tall guy, probably still is, I'd imagine. And they were supposed to fight C-class, things that just, for some reason, this is one of the things, and Stevie Primrose asked for it to be B-class. Mm-hmm. It's probably the biggest regret of his life, because Big Chris pushed him onto the ropes, and as he was coming back after ropes, he hit him with his jumping knee. And if Primrose wasn't there, Stevie, Chris was getting another tap of the rope, and his face exploded. It was wild, man. I was like,
face exploding. Did you know Paul Cabbage's face exploded? Oh man!
That must have been. I was actually talking about that. That was the worst nose breaks I've seen, man.
He tried to duck your body kick or something. Daft.
I caught his foot, and as I was throwing it, he fell back onto the ropes, and he's come back onto the ropes and after the body kick. Well, the high kick, body kick, and it just cracked across his face, man.
Did you know straight away when you hit that?
As soon as I seen it, I was like, that's a fight stopper. And he kept fighting, fair play to him, because he took it like an absolute champ. He didn't get sparkled or anything, man. His face was smashed. And it was pretty bad. I remember seeing it and thinking, and I knew his family were in the crowd, you know what I mean? And like, if you look at the photos he made after that, I felt fucking terrible, man, because his face was fucking wrecked, man. Aye. Like, the amount of people that was 2015. Because that was 2015, 16. Because I fought five times that year. I think that was the year I get fight of the year, Thai fight of the year.
Thai fight UK.
Aye.
That's good.
And I'm still bitter about not getting the Scottish one.
I don't know who's dishing them.
It was Musclebound. It was Musclebound.
Who got it that year?
Chris Shaw. I was raging. I was really pissed off because everybody got a vote, and you weren't allowed to vote for your own. And Big Richie Hawking and Gary O'Brien, for what I've been told, abstained for the vote.
Right.
So Chris won it.
I like these all.
I sat kind of annoyed me the fact that just because Chris get a decent bit of paper, I get fuck off. I didn't get a trophy. I got a lovely wallpaper fucking thing for my fun book. Aye.
You got a few. What was all the titles you won, Keith? You took WBC, European,
aye, that
British,
was on Ali's show. Aye.
Also,
The first one I won was the British title. At the time, it was just the national title. It was called, and I remember WBC giving us a hard time about like our records and all that. It was like had to dare them and how many fights you had, what's your record in your fights, and
what's your last 3 fights? And
no, it was like 5 or something at the time.
Oh, was it?
And because I think it was Vinnie Williams' show, ESU, and I was number 1 on the independent rankings, which again was like at the time always on Axe.
And
And
I think it was Stevie Nisbet started then.
and
So that I remember.
I don't know, but and Carl Coxley was number 1 on the UKMF. I was number 2 on the UKMF, and he was number 2 on the independent. So we were kind of. It was as legit a British title fight as you're going to get anywhere, and I got a hard time, and then I think it was the same show a short later. 2 people fought on it, and they were both coming off of bad knockout losses. Fought for one, I was fucking fuming. I'm getting pure 3rd degree, man, and then not because they've been nice people. But
British one, and then it was European one.
British, then I won the International Challenge title, which is kind of last show title. I suppose it would be like the Nike on Tom title now. I fought, what's his name? Yanis Bellachel. He was they'd won the France. They won the S1 championship as well. So it was decent. I don't know how many fights he'd had or whatever. But I don't want to say it, but I think he shot himself. Aye. Because I came out there like the part and all that, and I think it just when I hit me, didn't like it very much. I
remember Mehdi Ferruzi was that against Michael Dixon and Darlington. It was fine. I think it was for a WMC. Remember them?
I've got a WMC mad title. I've got the Muay Thai against drugs. I've got one of them as well.
The WMC European title, I think Mehdi Ferruzi had won it, and then Michael Dixon was the challenger, and then they were fine. Then I think he just hit him with one elbow and cut him a wee tiny bit. And then he was like that. I know that's okay. No getting my foot.
Some folk are like that.
That's just weird, isn't it? But,
he's like a top coach ever.
Aye, I think he owns Venom, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Mehdi Ferruzi?
Aye.
No,
he definitely runs the Venom gym, and I'm pretty sure.
Mehdi's
aye.
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 Mehdi's a toot.
I think Andy Thrasher fought him or all, Ferruzi.
Aye. They were all fighting each other. I think Liam Harrison fought him. Liam Harrison fought Andre Kulibin and all that.
Kulibin, I remember being at that fight. That fought.
Kulibin knocked thing there, Michael Dix. At Master Skin thing.
Aye, and Liam Harrison fought him on the first main event show. Aye. And it was because
you ever meant to fight Liam Harrison? He was about the same.
No.
He always a couple of kilo heavier than you.
He was always a wee bit heavier. It wasn't anything. It was never anything. Because I fought on the same show that he fought Kulibin on. I fought Steve Mullidy.
Aye.
On that show.
Did you win that one?
No, I get beat at that. I took it at the day before the weigh-in.
Aye, that's it.
Aye.
Lastminute.com.
Aye, I've done it a few times. It was never my smartest thing.
You took a kind of late one on a Yoker show, no?
Aye, against Ian Hullerbeck, who was the 63 kilo WBC British champion, and at the time I held the British WBC as well at 59. Aye, because he was supposed to be a banger. And I remember him hitting me, and I thought, it's alright. Which is weird because I'm not really a great lover of being hit. I don't like it. It's rubbish. But that was probably one of my favourite fights, considering I took it as actually notice. Because I enjoyed the fight. Like same way, like when I fought Dana Connor beat me in points with that absolute tear up. But it was I lost in points. I was for the ISK British title, European title, and we had an absolute tear up.
Was that a Clydebank? Was that
No, that was on HGH, which was Liam Harrison and Andy Howson's.
right? First kind of ones.
Aye. And Corey fought on their first one.
Aye.
Aye, down in Leeds.
You know,
No,
now
but-
Cody's fighting Rio.
That's right.
Aye, he's fighting Rio. I've not seen much of Rio since he was a wee boy either.
You know,
They're
all grown up.
I know, it's fucking shite, innit?
Everything's in 100-year-old because you've done Thai boxing
It's-
for 25 years.
I know. It's funny when people come in here like, oh, man. And then they see, like, are you still fighting? You're like, no, I'm not fighting. Why you go on there, you must get it on, do you know what I mean? Because you can deal right and spar with all that with people when you did, you know, bad, you spar away and whatever.
You did 2 rounds before you...
Aye, before you gas. You've still got it, aye. Can't
The
lose.
difference is obviously the level that you fought at, that you used to. It's not as if you could take a fight and it would just be against it. Like, nobody's going to come
exactly.
I'd take a fight against him. It would be tough to be somebody that was
Aye,
a good calibre. They're going to be younger.
Aye. That's the issue. I would love to still fight, but I don't get time for a start.
Aye.
Still joining them?
Aye, still working.
Still full-time joiner for these titles?
Well, that's one of the funny things I know. People are always like, how do you manage it? How did you manage it? How did you manage to fight and work it and have a family? And that was just how I worked before I started Muay Thai. I didn't know what Muay Thai was until
did you start?
I was 24.
24?
Aye. I'd never heard it. I'd obviously seen it in kickboxer,
Kickboxing.
but I didn't even know. Even then, it was still kickboxing then to me. You know what I mean? I didn't know what Muay Thai was, and that was what made me go. I went to play badminton.
I like that.
I went to play badminton, and all the courts were hired.
Right.
And
was this at
two in what?
Caledonian?
No, it was at Castlemilk Sports Centre.
Castlemilk Sports Centre.
With Vinnie McWilliams was running it at the time, and I went in and all the courts were hired, so I thought, fuck it, we'll do that.
That's brilliant.
And me and my uncle Martin went and done that, and I'm still with it.
I knew you were. What year was that? So, what age
2004, me 46.
2004.
46 now.
You man had about 10 fights, man.
That's crazy, man.
At least.
2004. I don't remember when I started training. I never had a fight till about 2009 or something.
I had my first fight in 2004 as well.
I just started
and then straight away.
That again wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. I was pretty shite as well.
Well, was it? Look back
No,
now.
you did fight loads and get beat loads.
Aye, my first 10 fights, I won one and drew one. Aye, and
just don't stop though.
I did. I chopped it.
Did you?
And I dropped it, and I was like, alright, this isn't for me. And I talked into taking another one. And again, and then I get talked into fight Stevie the B class when I broke my arm, and I was like, I'm never fighting again because
you're a joiner.
Because I'm a joiner. And it was my left arm that got broken, I'm left on it, and so that gets snapped in that fight. And I was like, fucking hell. I was off work for about 2 weeks. I had to get back to work, self-employed, and went back to work. I remember actually leaving the hospital, at the castle and up there, up to my shoulder. It was a nightmare. Went down 2 weeks later, they put the wee cast up to there. And I left the hospital, I walked out the hospital and went straight to fitting a decking.
Aye.
And I was picking up the joists, and I could feel it all grinding and still crunching and all that. And I was fitting.
You're not smart, are you?
No, I'm not a smart man.
No, I wasn't smart then either.
No, it's not getting any better. It's definitely not getting any better.
See the thing though, because we were talking about that day, I had dislocated my shoulder. And like, I remember actually, I was in doing pads with Paul one day. I think I must have had a fight coming up, and I was in doing pads with Paul. And I'd done about 10 or 15 rounds in the pads. And he was like, get a wee stretch. And I leaned in the ropes, and I just went in, my shoulder just went up, baby.
Why are you doing 10 or 15 rounds on the pads? That's just...
It was just one of the things where it used to come out and in all the time, so it was like, I don't know, maybe about 2 years or something. I thought Bartek
do you think Bart, did you?
Darlington in first run. He we actually got paired up against different folk. It was like one of these things, you turned up, actually you're fighting there, and I was like, right, no bother. And the boys get caught in wool, sticking out his ear. I was like, what's wrong? He was like, he's got a burst eardrum. And I just, I thought because Alan was there, and he's like, left hook, what do you just
Absolutely.
So the next thing the doctor's like, he's fine. So Guy was done, and he brought back done, and he had me. He was there, he didn't have an opponent. So he's like, just do what weight he's. I was like, 63. He's like, you just do like 5. I was like, I'm doing anyway, mate, as well.
We're here now.
It's the first round. Can I just fill each other out? And I don't know if I had it in my head because of this guy before. So I went to throw it, and he kind of front kicked me, and my arm just went like that. I was like, oh. And I was lying in the deck, the ref comes and goes, your arm looks to the finish. I think that with the fight back. I was like, well, go back in though. I was like, no. So just
some of the things are. I just bash it in.
But it did just to come out. I tell it went properly after that, and I ended up getting an operation on it. But at the time, I was just
I've had some fucking shit injuries, man. And I was just fucking. The worst one was definitely eardrum, but I was by far and away the worst. Because I was working on a renovation and it got infected, and I've never had pain like it. Like, ever. I broke my leg fighting John Dennis, snapped my shin on his hip. And that didn't even come close. No, not even close.
How was the new gym?
It's alright, it's good. As I say, I've had a crack at a 4.
Aye.
We done alright. But I wanted to keep fighting and running the gym just wasn't. It just doesn't work, man.
You need somebody else in charge just to fucking.
So that was how I ended up at a grip house. And I was there for 10 years or something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
10 years. Done alright.
Done you well.
Mm-hmm.
Done alright. Won a few titles and fought a few people.
Good gym as well.
Aye. Guy's one of the best guys you'll ever meet.
I know, aye.
You'll know. Hear him to say a bad word about him.
I know.
Bit crazy, but.
So was that just a decision for you now that you've kind of hung up the gloves?
Aye, well, I'd been working. I was totally out. Like,
Aye.
I hadn't get involved in Thai boxing. It's pretty much my last fight. Even then, before that, with COVID, I kind of fell away from it a bit and just worked all the time. I was doing Leeds working. Actually,
you're doing with Matthew, weren't you? Matthew.
That's right. Aye, you know Matthew.
Oh, aye, we Matthew.
Well, I went down to his because Corey was meant to be fighting in Switzerland,
right?
And there was no gyms up here open, and they still had shows on and all that. And so we went down to Leeds because Matthew had messaged like, what he's doing. I was like, he needs to train. I was like, right, come down here. So the two of us went down there, and we trained at Bad Company for the best part of a year.
Aye.
And well, up and down.
Aye, WD-40. That's not my shoulder, by the way. That's the one.
It's me when I'm going to bed in the morning, man. Aye, that was some of the mad things, man, with COVID, obviously. And he's like, sorry, don't worry about it. You worry for driving and all that. I'm like, right, no bother. He's emailed me all this paraphernalia about why I was going down, how I was working there, and why I was working there, and why I was need to travel and that, because you had all that bullshit for the government. And so see when you look back on it, man, you're just like, could I go to it?
Aye.
Like in the first couple of weeks, I'm like, fucking hell. I was locked in my bedroom, and my Wayne's not couldn't come in, and because they're just fucking falling their head with absolute nonsense.
It's terrible.
And I've had that about 3 or 4 times.
I know. I was listening to a podcast the other week there, and it was about it's a kind of fitness one. But the boys in it, they were talking. I don't know how we're going to talk about COVID, but it was like the number of folk, like PT and gyms going through the roof now, the amount of numbers and all that. And they were saying like since COVID, it's obviously shot way up, but that's what they were saying. Thinking think back to what COVID done, and they shut the gyms. They shut all these. And he says like the gym would probably have been the safest place you could have been because nobody's going to come up there if they weren't feeling well for a start. You were gone there, it was keeping you fit, and everything was getting washed down, cleaned and all that. So I said it's probably one of the best places you could have been, and they shut it down.
When you look back on it, man, like, but then again, like, see, I remember when it first happened, shut everything down. Corey fought in Greenock the day before they locked it all down. The day before everything got locked down, and because they won a British title, and then the next day Everton shut. Absolutely everything. And I was like, right, okay, I'll keep training. So
everybody done it before, that's a
I was like, I'll keep training. Somebody's going to have a show right away, so I was like, right, I'll keep training. We'll all keep sharp and fit.
You'd done the October one or whatever the year before 2019. Maybe you were planning for like a Mayish one.
Because it was March, wasn't it? It was the start of March.
March.
Trying to get Stevie Irvin to fight, I think the boy that Corey fought.
That's right, aye.
4-1 and then Paul.
Right.
I'll be fine, man.
Right.
I was happens all the time.
Aye, I was just saying, and I remember like,
fine, then it's like, no, it's not fine.
This isn't cool, because I was like 6 feet deep, and I was pretty much in a fight camp, you know what I mean? So I was like, right, I'm going to be ready to go, because somebody's going to want to my show right away. I'm going to be ready to go. And obviously, I was running and all the time. I was fucking running for miles and training. I'd set up, and because he'd fucking shut everything down, like nobody was out driving, there was like no plane in the sky, there was nothing.
That's incredible, isn't it?
And everything was just quiet, and it was just pure serene as fuck. It was tremendous. I pretty much built an outside gym at my back door. I had bags and all that hanging up, and a wee boxing ring. And I remember that the weather was fucking tremendous. The weather was tremendous. It's conspiracy theory. It's conspiracy theory as it sounds, man. I think that's every day with the planes being on the deck. And well, you see, and like the amount of like birds and all that were out in my back garden, birds I'd never seen before. Like just pure quiet. It wasn't.
130 scheme.
It wasn't fucking crows and magpies. It wasn't crows and magpies. It was like fucking birds with blue tits and
stuff.
All that sort of stuff. And you pure noticed the difference in the animals and all that sort of stuff that were coming out about.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Tap Castle, man. Like you used to see a couple of deals and that, but they were fucking out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was nothing to disturb them.
No traffic, nothing about it. It was unbelievable. And the weather.
The weather was unreal.
I started running and just like I was just doing it all the time. I never even.
I fucking hated running, but I done the same. I was out. I mean, one day I was in a house and I was fucking bored at my nut. I just went out and ran.
I do things the same.
19 miles. 19 miles.
It was incredible.
By the way.
Oh, you took some foot passes, were you?
No.
Jelly baby.
Right, I get back, my knees were fucking killing me. I was like, I'm going around for about 3 weeks.
2020 was, that's when I did the West Island Way. It would have been 20. Because that was a thing, I actually remember, I started doing like maybe just a 10k every day, and one day I ran 15k and I was like, oh, big miles here.
Keep pushing that.
And that was about June, July time. I thought, fuck, I'm going to try and do a big run. So I did it for charity, and it was September, I think, August, September, and I done the West Highland Way in Ben Nevis in 48 hours, just fucking 42.
I'd have been a fucking mess after that.
There is a race like that now.
Aye, well,
climb Ben Nevis and then run down the West Highland Way back to.
Well, the West Highland Way race was two weeks ago. See, the boy that won it done it 15 hours. That's insane.
95 miles.
15 hours. Aye, but no, just like
climbing double staircase.
See, things like that. It's a bit easier than just like road running. I went out road running around 19 miles. My fucking knees were wrecked.
But I do loads of trail running, but see the difference. It takes your mind off it. Because you're not just looking at a road or a pavement or that. You're looking at where you're going.
I myself running near the Highbolton because you do the trail running. You check a stain, big scar on the knee.
I went and done. I wasn't like training for running or anything like that. We used to just go and do 10Ks and whatever because we just ran all the time when you're training for fights. And we went and done a like what do you call it? I think the fucking Tough Mudder. It was somewhat. Hell Run. It was called. Hell Run. It was called, and it was up Mugdock Country Park, and it was like fucking playing soldiers when you're away, man. It was brilliant. It was amazing. Aye.
My Wayne's did a kind of ultimate or something, and it was like for all the Wayne's kind of doing Tough Mudder with New Wee, and it was brilliant. I loved it.
Fucking loved it.
Run through the burns,
and it was like fucking, I think it was about 12k or something.
But you don't even realise you've done it.
No.
You're just
You're
doing a bit.
you're out playing soldiers, man. Rolling about in the mud and all that.
See when I done that West Island Way, there was two boys done the whole first day with me, right? So it was like 40, I think maybe about 43 mile or something I done the first day. So there was a couple of boys did like a bit, they did a bit of ways and then they stopped. But two of the boys did the full first day, right? And one of them hurt his knee and the rain cut. I started to get a bit like, my head was going down because I'd never run in the dark before. And it got to like about 8, 9 o'clock at night and the tap end of Loch Lomond, it's quite kind of rocky and stuff like that. So
it's just on your old ankles and all that.
Oh man, he's away. And I thought, he's tapping out. But I was wanting them to keep me going. I'm like, right, come on Andy, keep going. Another boy, Adam, was with me, he's like, right, listen, we're all in it together, just keep moving. So at this point, we Andy's gone,
just fucking tough. Just save yourselves.
And there's no Vietnam. We've got him, we're moving along, and Adam's going, boys, we've got this. Listen, I know there's something, that son's done for the day. Hey, keep moving. And I thought, right enough. So we get going, right, at this point, he kind of disappeared in front of us. We were obviously all wearing head torches, and then I couldn't see him anywhere. And I was like, right, Andy, come on, I am coming. He's kind of hobbling along. And the next thing, I just seen this head torch coming up for the water, and he'd been right down with the boat, and it was coming back up. I goes, what you doing? Fuck off. Right, and honestly, it would keep me going for ages, and I was like, what? I goes, fuck off. I'm done with your fishy run. And I was like, Adam, come on, man. He's like, nah, fuck this. I can see that road over there. We should be over there. And I was like, oh, we need to keep going. Nah, fuck you. I'm not running anyway. I was like, fucking hell.
That's it. Keys. It's dark now.
He thought he'd seen a boat waiting to take us across. He started getting a bit delirious. He was like, I'm down there. The boat's away. And he was just starting to get all fucking delirious. I was like, oh, man. Fuck me. Like, come on, boys. Nah, I'm done. And I thought, see, at that point, I just marked it here. I was just like, this is the worst idea I've ever come up with. This is fucking brilliant.
How did you get in tow with the judging and it? See, after COVID and that?
Judging? Do you know what? I went and done a course fucking years ago up at Stevie Nisbet's. Mm-hmm. So I was already qualified to do it, and Stevie was starting the IBMTO thing, and then done another course, done another test, and that's been me since. Yeah. I don't judge all that often. I like judging.
You're in the WhatsApp group, yeah.
I want to watch that group. Aye.
IBMTO brothers.
That's that, aye.
Is he alright?
I'm not saying anything.
That's
back in my shop for the integrity of the group.
Huh?
What you say the group stays the group.
Right? Stop talking about that. That's Stevie's messaging you.
Aye, yeah. That's this. I like judging.
It's whenever at that World Championship thing then, man. The judges have never.
Aye, that's
kickboxing judges and.
It's always the same when you go to these
fucking
things, aren't it, man? Like you go to some of these shows and you're like, why are you fucking judging? You're a fucking clown. We went to Arizona with Corey first time, and he won the fight. And the judges, there was lots and lots of fouls and all that for the other wee boy who was fighting. Or hyperextension in the back. Corey was in the back and he was fucking heartbroken because he'd been robbed of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And but he's fucking sore as well because the wee guy kept fucking hyperextending his back. I think Corey was 12 at the time or something. And I went out it was during the break and I fucking lost my shit, man. All these American judges, they're all sitting around the table and they're all looking at me and I just went and I was like, "You're a shower of cheating bastards." And the boy just looked at me.
What did you say?
And then somebody says, these are some of the most respected judges in the WBC. At the time, the WBC didn't do Muay Thai. So they were just boxing judges. And I was like, what's that got to do with fucking Muay Thai, you fucking idiots? And then that was it. Just a big fucking spill of fucking dogs abuse I gave them. And I don't think any of them understood a word I said. But they got the gist of what I was fucking feeling. And so that was the day you go to these fucking shows and you get shit judges. I mind when the WK were doing the Brits doing in Birmingham, done them every fucking year. And some of the fucking results you get, man, down there, you're just like, these are a shower of cheating bastards. And a couple of fucking shows I've been at Muay Thai shows as well. When TJ Everett was away, we went to Dean White's. TJ was fighting Lewis Scott. I can never get this wee guy's name right. The wee guy's he's wee MMA guy. I think he odds the Aries title in France, and TJ fucking battered him, and they went the other way, man. I fucking went bananas. And I threw a bottle of water to John Blackledge for my brother, and I just get ripped into these fucking judges. I went, fucking stupid. The wee boy was marked up to fuck. Did you have the mark on? Did you brilliant? And so I fucking went bananas. I was like, fuck you, I won't be back. And I said to John Blackledge, because Steve Donnelly for Eastside Gym, he was one of the judges, and it was a split decision. He gave TJ every round because he won every round by fucking miles, and it went the other way. And see what happened to Korea and all on a show down there, and a gym show in Bolton or something, and it was Luxit. I don't think they're on anymore, but Corey battered the wee guy, and they went the other way, man. I was just like, fucking shower of cheating bastards.
See when it's clear.
It wasn't even remotely close. Somebody in the crowd, a woman, and Corey had scored like, I don't know, 120 kicks to 6 or something like that, just wildly.
Just right.
And he was chucking them about down like an empty trackie. Again, Corey was only Wayne. They're only Waynes. But I tell you, like, whether it's an inter-club, kids fight, right up to world title fight, to the person that's fighting, it's the most important thing in the whole world, and that's the only thing that matters. And like, people are like, do you get nervous before fights? I get nervous before fights. Like, I'm nervous before every fight. I fucking hated fighting. Didn't like fighting until I stopped fighting. That's when I had for the first 10 fights I was fighting until I learned how to play the game. Then I was shit. Because my mentality on fighting changed. Like, I didn't fight anymore. I just played the game of Muay Thai, and that totally changed. When I started trying to knock people out, I started knocking people out. Exactly that. Because
you just get in and try and batter something. You just
and when I stopped trying to fight people, that's when I started. That's when I started winning fights. But as I say, like, to everybody, every fighter, I'll say to everybody, your fight is the most important thing in the whole world to you. As I say, whether it's an inter club, a demo, or a world title fight, it doesn't make any difference. You get the same nerves.
The judges and the referees should respect that,
and they really should, because it's the most important thing in the world to you. It's everything, and it's no more important because you've got a world title. It's no more important. It doesn't change. It doesn't change. For everybody, it doesn't change. It's you.
Folk are like, they're on the veins.
They're on the veins. It's no.
Tell that to the crowd
They're all there to watch because it's the most important thing in the world. Like,
and you're right. You should never. Your judging should never be influenced by. You should still judge it and watch it the same, no matter what the fight is.
I kind of struggle with cornering like that because I'm quite critical of my own fighters. So I'll watch a fight and I'll be like, I don't know if you won that, and then other people will be like, nah, I won that by fucking miles. But anyway, and I'm like, did he really?
You're always ready for
you're critical. You will be, because you're always.
So I tell you, depending on the corner as well, I'll see more what the other fighters doing because I'm watching them to see what I can pick up and errors, and so I'm kind of like, which is probably an issue with cornering, but that's my problem.
But I think you've got to do it that way though. Because
I don't know. Sometimes you've got to kind of appreciate your aim.
You do.
Do you know what I mean? Because which I kind of, I'm watching more what the other person's doing, so I'll kind of see them scoring.
Do you feel
more.
like worse when you're cornering Reece and Corey compared to like somebody who's not your boy?
No, they're just fighters. They're just fighters.
The dad mode.
No, I don't. No, no.
I think I would struggle with that.
No,
I would struggle with that.
no.
Cornering my own lanes, I think.
Would you biff it?
With that, don't know if I'd biff out, but I just don't know if I'd get too kind of emotional about it. Instead of just being kind of level head, because you know what it's like if you've cornered even some of your own fighters and you can get a wee bit nervous for them. I think if it was my own kids, I would struggle with that a wee bit.
Always are arseholes, man.
That makes a difference.
They can't fuck at me all the time. They give me games all the time. So that's a bit tiny a couple. But it's I like watching them fight because they're fucking good. You know what I mean, they're good to watch. They're entertaining to watch, and they do the sport right. Do you know what I mean? They don't try and you'll see.
You've been in the lab.
Oh mate, on public, right? See, on fucking, it's usually on American fucking things, isn't it? Well, they come up with these stupid fucking names for going to the gym, right? And just know it's I'm in the lab.
Oh, you're in the lab.
In the lab, right? You're not in the gym. You're in the lab because we're trying to prepare for the next fight. Get yourself fucked, man. Honestly, man, fuck off. You're in the fucking gym, you're training. Just go to fucking training and shut up. Take your pictures and get the fuck.
Do you know, I know everybody.
Everybody wants to be the next best thing.
They want to be the next best thing. Social media has probably got an influence over it.
100%.
Even I was looking at one the other week there, and it was somebody talking about a PT and a kind of strength and conditioning thing. Like, do you know how they come out and say that like kind of bespoke strength and conditioning coach?
Bespoke.
And it was
of course it's bespoke. Some people are fatter than other people. They should be bespoke.
What does bespoke mean? Just like individual?
Aye. But
bespoke means it's made to fit.
But then you
like every fucking job.
So it's like, we're bespoke strength conditioning coach, but if you're doing this, you shouldn't be there. I'm thinking, well, if you're bespoke, how do you know that doesn't work for somebody? You can't say it doesn't work for everybody. Do you know what I mean? And if you're going to, another thing was there was something today with like it was something today with somebody mentioning you shouldn't be doing too many big runs if you're a fighter because it can affect your slow twitch fibres. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you something now. See if you've got somebody that's a recreational fucking Thai boxer. I'll guarantee you, them going out and doing a couple of 10Ks will not make them any worse or any better than a fighter. I'll just make them a wee bit fatter if anything else.
I used to, I mean, when I first started, I used to run for fucking miles.
I did every day after school just because that was what you did.
Just get that weight loss. Good for you.
And then, like, further I go, like, I never under fucking stood down. Like, now there's more science involved in it.
There is 100%. I know it changes.
I never know how to cut weight or fuck all.
Guys don't know. They just do what they've always done.
Which works.
I was going to say that.
Does work. Hard work.
They're fighting. They're doing more training. Like, so they'll do whatever 5K in the morning, and they Thai boxing for 3 hours, and then they run again, and then they're Thai boxing. So they're training a lot more than what you're doing.
I used to, like, say, talk fucking how do you fit it in? Fit it in because I'd get up at 5 in the morning. I'd go out and run. Generally, I would do 5K. I'd do 5K probably 3 or 4 times a week. One of them would be interval runs.